Hello there everyone, greetings trainers, KuroBlitz here. So I'm here for another video. So I made this thread on Twitter that I'm going to share with you all, because first and foremost, welcome to the episode 0 of the BlitzTalk. So I want to try to do more of this content with every one of you. So what I decided to do was now that the season 1 of Marvel What If is over, I want to share all of my ideas for what ifs of episodes or sagas or arcs from the Pokemon anime. I did this on my Twitter. I got a several big amount of replies and quote retweets. I put a like on the ones that I want to reply, because some are not actual replies to my thread and some are just more repetitions. So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone. Well, I'm already near 900 subscribers. I already reached 850. So I'm recording this. So I'm just going to see the replies, see what kind of what ifs you guys all talked about, and I want to try to write hypotheticals for whatever you guys decided to. So there's that. Sorry, because all of this stutterness and whatnot, but in the end of the day, so for my reactions, we got copyright by ShowPro, actual face reveal maybe, quote unquote, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm actually going to my actual my thread, you maybe can see the mouse right now. So I'm going to see the quote retweets first, and I'm going to write in the end of it. So I'm going actually to the end of it all and trying to see from the actual end of it. So let's see, how is my image? Okay, so I think it's all good. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so yeah, whatever. Okay, it's good, it's good. So I don't want to try to make this as big as it is, just trying to imagine, trying to see the ones that actually gave arts to. So this is the first one. So what if Ash won? This is from Shukarita's one. So everyone, I'm going to say the name, shout out, go follow them on Twitter or whatever kind of social media they have. So yeah, so what if Guzman won the Alola League and discovered Mass Royale is Kukui? Okay, so Guzman actually, winning the Alola League, it will mean that, trying to focus on the camera here. So first and foremost, he would defeat Ash in the top 4 and Glitter in the finals. However, he has bug Pokemon. I think that Incineroar and Braviary could, take care of it. Just those two, even with Golisopod in the middle, just those two would kind of, be enough. But then, Kukui's dream would still be shattered. Maybe no more leagues would happen in Alola if it happened. But Guzman would become the champion, but Kukui would have the title defense, but in the end Guzman would be the champion, so no more leagues for Alola, and Ash would get a downgrade from being in the finals of Kalos to just being in the top 4. So continuing on. Okay, so Samurai, so Samurai I do not like, but he just wants to do a shout out, for the Goku in the anime. It's Morrison, my dude, I already told you that, but yeah, go follow Samurai Trainer Z, please. So what do we have here? Okay, so this is from Tasso Official. Go follow Tasso, please, he's an amazing dude. So what if Serena wanted to be a Pokemon Master too? Okay, so here's the thing. First and foremost, I actually replied to the guy with the yes, the rival route from the actual games, always a funny one. So there's that. So in the end of the day, Serena becoming Pokemon Master. So first and foremost, Serena would need to be Ash's rival in this scenario, which means that Ash would travel with Corina. Corina being, the fighting expert, she would most likely be the one to get Pancham, right? Maybe she gets Chespin and actually becomes a Chesnaught, unlike with, Clement. So I think that route could be interesting. Maybe we have, 2 groups. Ash's group with Corina, Clement and Bonnie, and Serena's group with, the Kalos rivals of Tierno, Trevor and Shauna. So it will basically be 2 traveling groups. And I guess that, you know, Serena having Braixen, I don't know if she will become a Delphox. Maybe the final battle will be Pikachu against Braixen in the leagues, because Serena's goal is to reach Ash, so Ash is her goal. So Rivals into Lovers, that was an amazing trope. Reaching the Kalos finals to battle him, to reach him, I think, you know, that will be amazing. Then again, Braixen, Fire types, Team Flare, maybe Malva would take her under the wing, and the Lysander would try to, you know, help her out in a way that kinda, you know, did with Alain. There will be no Alain in this story, if anything, so I guess that we kinda have a scenario with Team Flare Serena. I think that this would be the best end for Ash, or they would try to make amends if they actually go to Alola, but you know, Serena traveling, maybe she would travel to Kanto, trying to go to the routes where Ash starts, you know. I think that would be amazing. I think that just, you know, is just an amazing scenario. So, Tesso, thank you. I actually like, you know, rival Team Flare Serena, you know. So there's that, like Pikachu against Braixen, that's a Pokémon battle right there. And she would have the team from the games, if anything. Like Mega Absol, we don't need Astrid, we have Serena for Mega Absol. So let's see what one do you have. Okay, so Big O, all these other numbers, asks, what if BW was the soft reboot? Go watch Xenolith's rewrite. I'm going to leave the link in the description down below. So go watch Xeno's rewrite. That's the best that I can do, you know, for Ash to just go see my friend's rewrite, okay? Like, that's a what if for another different situation. So let's see what more. There's a ton. Okay, there we go. Kayla, she asks, what if they actually took time to write the Sword and Shield story and actually put time and care into the development, and the story was good, well written, and not rushed? Crying emoji. Okay, so Journeys became Pocket Monsters 2019. It's a Generation 8. Yes. It's not the Sword and Shield series though. It's the Journeys. Like, Journeys tries to do the anthology and the nostalgia. And Galar, if you love Galar, gets shafted. Like, Eevee replacing Emperor, it's the biggest example of, you know, Kanto pandering, shafting Galar, sadly. But they could do it. Like, there are stories that they could do. Like, for example, if you go see my other videos, you'll know that I don't like the characters of the day. Because, for example, I think that Saya, the Meganium dude, it's interesting, but Ash should have battled Casey, the Meganium girl that we know. Instead of Inteleon, the girl with Inteleon, Jacqueline, we could see Nessa, you know. And in the Darkest Day, we don't even see the Galar gym leaders, right? It's really stupid, because we see a G-Max Centiscorch and a G-Max Colossal, and are you telling me that, you know, Cabo and Gordy are not there? Especially Cabo, the guy from Hoenn, and they travel around the world, and the guy is in Galar. He replaced Peony, who was a former champion, right? And we have Gordy, another Sword exclusive character like B, to be a rival to Ash, you know, planting the seeds of the rivalry, because, you know, this kid from the Kanto boonies, quote unquote, he's helping the champion, but we can't. We see a Dynamax Wooloo in the opening. Even before the opening, we see in Postweek and Wedgehurst or whatever more, and we don't see Hop. Like, we see the opportunities of Galar, but we don't see Galar. Like, the Cake-Off was amazing, but where's the road trip? Where's the Charizard? Heck, Leon's cake could have been the Charizard. Can you imagine that? But yeah, they should care, because we don't know if Journey is going to be 3 years or 4 years. We don't have anything DLC related. We don't see Mustard with the Urshifu. We have the guys from Project Muse, so... And now Sinnoh, with Legends and the remakes. So, I don't know, but... I love Galar. But... sadly, Journey is not the show for it. Which is stupid. Like, for example, can you imagine Iris battling Raihan? Dragon Tamer in the Sandstorms, right? She picks up something from Cynthia's Garchomp. Or, for example... we see Iris battling Lance, and then Claire is watching in the sideline, like, that's my girl. Like, they could do tons of stories, so thank you for the question. Like, I love Galar, but if you love Galar, Twilight Wings, especially Beat. Beat before, Beat could have a rivalry with Go and Koharu because of the Ponyta with Koharu and succeeding Opal, and Beat before being a fairy expert, he was a psychic expert. He could be chasing Mew like Go is chasing Mew, and then, Macrocosmos and Rose and all the end tried to help the guy, and maybe they try to pull off a heist on the vault of Eternatus and Magnolia, and they hire Jesse and James disguised as, Sword and Shieldbird. Like how Jesse and James were Dexio and Sinnoh in disguise in the Alola League. That would be, amazing. Like, I think that could be a plot that could actually pull off. Also, Clara needs to be Ash's rival. She sees Gengar, and Gengar is a poison Pokemon without poison moves. She will trash talk Ash instantly. Whew, okay, this actually took a bit longer than I thought it would be. Oh my god, okay, Kayla, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's continue on. I have to go here. Okay, so what if this Sandshrew killed someone? Oh, AJ's? Yeah, oh man, AJ was not in the Kanto League. Oh man, he should've, instead of damn beat Pebble, man. So let's see. Ken, Kalos resident, asks, what if X, Y, and Z wasn't as rushed as it eventually ended up being? What if we got 50 more episodes? What if we will see, well, we could see, Iris return potentially with either, let's see, with Drasna because of the dragon tribe of, Celestic and Sinnoh, or the Draconis, we could see Xenia with Alain, like Mega Charizard X, being a Charizard becomes Dragon. I think that could work, right? Seeing more of the Kalos Elite 4, maybe Wigstrom could have his debut here. But more 50 more episodes, like a fourth year or for Kalos, like a second year for X, Y, and Z. Well, in the end of the day, X, Y, and Z had 25% filler. Like, of those 48 episodes, we got, 47, but 48 of the specials, whatever. 25%, like 12, 13, they were fillers, so remove the filler, add stuff, rework a little things, like we don't need the Binacle episode. Like, fucking Binacle episode, that's just shit. Like, I think that 25 episodes, like 6 years, or 20, 22, depends on how you go with the holidays or whatever more. Having Alola start in April of 2017, and have Sun and Moon be games for the Switch, and Ultra being a DLC, I think that could have been better. We see models of Pokemon following you, so maybe that was the intent, but oh, Pokemon turns 20 today, like, they turned 20 copyright-wise in 2015, and Yokai Watch on the 3DS has free DLC, but we don't get the Z DLC for X and Y with Zygarde and Floette because of the Pentagons. Remember those Pentagons, those 6 Pentagons, or maybe an XZ and YZ, or maybe the DLCs, they were meant to be, not games, but for the DLCs, the Pentagons, and maybe a Battle Frontier DLC for Auras if you do this and that, X, Y, and Z didn't need it an extra year, but an extra semester, I will say that. Because even in Alola, remove the fillers of Alola, and that's basically it, Nothing against Alola, nothing against Kalos, I just think that, but then again, a series that lasts 3 years and a half, I don't know how that would be, but I understand where you're coming from, like, Serena, she had talent, but Arya had clout. That's how she won. Like, we don't even see Arya's full performance. That's how May lost to Soledad in AG. Like, we just see half of the battle, not even that. It's just May getting hoed. And yeah, but thank you for the question, Ken. So really appreciate it. Akan, Legacy 3211 asks, what if the show didn't exist? Well, people would have to content with the games, manga, and trading cards. Let's see, what more do we have here? Let's see. Okay, so the Pokemon Kage asks, what if Jesse and James and Meowth quit being Team Rocket? Okay, actually good question. So, first and foremost, I think that if Jesse and James stop being in Team Rocket, something would have to happen in Johto for them to continue to follow Ash in the game. maybe Misty would be around because Shudo, before Shudo left after movie 4, he said for Owen, keep Jesse and James and Meowth, or keep Misty, not both. And Misty got hoed. Misty got, like, I'm only Master Quest and a little bit of the Orange Island scared for her said. Like, Misty, she would have thrived in Hoenn. I can see a scenario where Misty accompanies the guys and May could join the group, and maybe, you know, May is a coordinator or she rivals Ash in a way. Or maybe Misty becomes the coordinator and therefore Jessie would be a rival for Misty, like she was for May and Dawn in some capacity. Even for May, like 2 guys and 2 girls, like we just have May and we don't have Max in the group. Because, you know, Misty has sisters, Brock has siblings, but, you know, like the Max is not actually needed, honestly. But James could be a rival to Ash, and I think that would be interesting. But, you know, they would have to help against Team Rocket and Fire Red Leaf Green, and Not Cold Soul Silver, and the Plasma bit, and the Flare bit, and the Rainbow Rocket with Team Skull and the Foundation bit, and Macro Call. Like, you know, like they would be rivals to the protagonist instead of, you know, just stalking them out. In terms of Meowth, I don't know who would Meowth would stand, like you know, would there be their own traveling group? If anything, I think that Growly, you know, James Growlithe should have returned, because we have a cat-dog dynamic, and, you know, it's a rivalry with Pikachu because they are both Kanto Pokemon that evolve with evolutionary stones. Yeah, I think, you know, that's the best way to go, honestly. So thank you for the question, really appreciate it. And, you know, yeah, I guess so. Here's my okay, but so Clover tweets, I answered them all. So now let's go to the over 300 replies that, you know, I will not have. I cannot really answer them all. I have to put an art. Guys. Like, please understand, okay? I'm already at 15 or 16 or 17 minutes in this, and I'm going bottom to top because, you know, I think it's, you know, the best approach that I can realistically do. Maybe some people, they already put new questions within these new days. So let's see what's the first one that I got. So these are from, yeah, like this, like, cause I started this, you know, last week. So, okay. Oh, this was actually the first one that I have from a Lonely Jarin. I think that's his name. Yeah. You are seeing other questions, you know. If your questions, again, you know, if everyone who is in the, like, if your questions aren't, because, you know, it's either repeated or something else, but you can always, you know, ask in the comment section, you know. I can, you know, because I'm seeing, you know, the Paul one against Ash. That would be kind of stupid if he did. But, you know, this one, what if Ash lived in the PokéSpe timeline? So, in the Adventures timeline, Ash and Red would be bros. I think they would be childhood friends, if anything, because they are both from Palette, right? Maybe Ash invites Red, you know, for, you know, play around or something. Poliwrath and Greninja would be a powerful water frog duo. You know, Pikachu and Pika, you know, enough said. You know, I think Ash living in the PokéSpe timeline, like the leagues in the Adventures timeline, they are every 3 years, so you would have more time to train. And, you know, like all of the trainers in the manga, Ash would be the 7th member of a team. So I think it would be weird because all protagonists get a starter, so I don't know what Ash could realistically get in this. But, you know, the Elite Four, I don't know how that could be, but I know that for a fact that he and Red would be bros. Ash and Red, everyone says, oh, Ash versus Red, and they're like, Red, like, Manga Red? Nah, he would be bros with Manga Red, you know? With the Snorlax and the Pikachu, and, you know, I can see Torterra befriending Venusaur, or, you know, maybe Torracat, it's a cat befriends Espeon or something, you know? I can see that happen, like, you know, I think that's not just if Ash was, you know, in the, like, he would have a support role like Wally and you, but maybe not actually be a Dex holder, sadly. But thanks for the question anyways, really appreciate it. So, Let's see, which one did I... Oh! Okay! Yes, sir! From Lumio's trainer, Zach himself. What if Ash won the Kalos League? And I actually replied to the guy with "It's time" and challenged by AZ. So, first and foremost, if Ash... Okay, Zach, my guy. So here's the thing. If Ash won the Kalos League, it would mean that he would win the Lumio's conference. Not actually, you know... In the end of the day, you just need to make Charizard faint before Greninja. The Team Flare plot would still happen. Realistically, it would make more sense that Lysander calms for the winner instead of, you know, the loser, right? So, the plot still happens, right? In the end of the day, you know, Team Flare happens. Greninja staying in Kalos or not, I believe not. In this scenario, like Zero Sick would not do that, you know? So, maybe AZ, I don't think it, you know, because realistically for me, the battle against Alain should be a tie, and you know, the battle would be inconclusive, like a 3v3, like Ash, like the player battling AZ would be Ash battling Alain, if anything. But you know, realistically the scenario, they just need to make Charizard faint before Greninja. Ash wins, he gets the privilege to, you know, battle the Kalos Elite Four, right? But the plot happens, and you know, maybe Ash, Pikachu, and Greninja, they would go to Alola, because we have Greninja in the Sun and Moon demo. The way they go to Alola, it would be, you know, very differently, because, you know, oh, Ash wants to battle the Elite Four, but he could only pull this off with Greninja and his recent team, but the Elite Four, he needs to train a bit more, so maybe... You know, Dianta, you know, oh, there's you know, a power-up similar to Mega Evolutions. It's Z moves, they are in Alola, you can check them out if you want, and Ash goes. Maybe even Oak tells the guy to go, and basically, it would not be a stationary series or a slice of life. Ash would travel in Alola. He could stay in Kukui's from time to time, but not as much as the actual, like, he would not go to school. You would see Samson Oak, but the show would be completely different. If anything, Alola would be 2 years and not 3. So Ash would do that. I don't think if Ash won in Kalos, the battling against Kukui, it would not happen, or if it happened, it would have less significant impact. So Ash goes to Alola to train in the trials to face the Elite Four, which could be, you know, maybe the first part of Year 3, right? Maybe you could have a Rainbow Rocket arc with Lance and the G-Man, because we have Let's Go to promote, so we have Kanto to promote. Actually the rewrite of, you know, what if we didn't have the Battle Frontier in Emerald, Ash would re-challenge the Kanto League, so yeah, I'm going to check that out, link in the description below as well. But you know, Ash and Greninja and Pikachu, they would have to, you know, train in Alola, and they would go to Kalos. I don't, like, maybe they would lose to Wick, like, I can see them defeating Malva and Drasna, but they would lose to Wickstrom and Seabold. I don't see them reaching Dianta, even though he kinda owned Dianta, in a way. Maybe he can go to Lance, because in the games, Kukui reached Lance but lost, but time passes in the games, so Lance in the games is older, but in the anime maybe they can say that, you know, Ash meets Kukui and Kukui says to Ash, oh, I lost to this guy named Lance, like, so basically Ash wins in Kalos, but he could have lost, so Kukui and Lance, you know, and that could plant the seeds for a world tournament in Unova, and then for the World Coronation Series and Journeys. Greninja would not leave Ash's team in Kalos. I don't know if he would in Alola, or, you know, stay in Kanto. If anything, I think that, you know, Charizard will need to be brought back, you know, for Megazard Y, because you have Ash is blessed by Owo, so he has Pikachu the Raikou, Greninja the Suicune, and Charizard the Entei, so we have, you know, Battle Bond, Z-Move, and Mega Evolution. And then, you know, G-Max for 2 of them. So Ash's Journeys team would be comprised of those 3, and the other 3, the other half would have to be on rotation. So a lot would change if Ash won the Kalos League. And that's all I have to say, man. That's realistically, but thank you for the question. Guys, make sure to follow Lumia's trainer Zach, please. So, let's see, there's a lot of questions here. What's the next light? What if Max took care of Ralts, like how Bonnie did for the DNA? There's another one, like male companions. So, for the male companions, Ash vs. Red, Gold, we have Jimmy. Brandon and Lucas, they were there, but they never appeared. They were in the battle towers looking it out with each other. Gilbert and Nate. I can see Nate, not Gilbert. Calum, well, Calum, Alain is Calum. Elio, Ash is Elio. Victor, I don't care about Victor. Gloria should be a rival for Ash and Galar. But Ralts taking care, Diamond Aura, that's her name. Sorry. So Diamond Aura. Max taking care of Ralts. That could have happened. Like, May had 5 Pokemon in Ho and she could, capture Ralts, like, even early. But then again, if she captured Ralts in the end game, that means that she could have captured, Shroomish and Shuppet and whatever more, so I don't know how that would be. If anything, I can see, for example, he takes care of a Puzzle and Minum, and Puzzle and Minum, like, they play around with Pikachu like how the Danny did, and May has a Puzzle or a Minum, and Brock has the other one. I think that, could have worked, but, Max could have cared. I think that with enough caring, Max would have a Curlia by Battle Frontier, if anything. If time actually passed, Max is 7 in AG, so he would be 10 in X and Y, so he would replace Sawyer in the Wally department. He would have Mega Gallade, man. What more can I actually, say? So, thank you. Evermore Drew. Oh man, this like, what's the one that I actually know? So maybe it's a lightning round. I mean, my name is KuroBlitz for some reason, right? So the Blitz, the lightning, whatever. Okay, so Pokemon's on the kids show. So not Komodo from 8 to 12, Bishonen from 13 to 19. More continuity. Well, more continuity, maybe Journeys will not be an anthology. Companions Return were made good. Well, Misty was trash, May was amazing, Dawn, Iris, I'm very iffy in the situation, but I'm glad for her, but it is what it is. Gen 1, Gen 1 was the testing waters. What if Ash was gay? Well, okay, so Ash being gay or straight, it's never confirmed. Like, he took interest in girls earlier on, with, the girl from the School of Hard, like Giselle, and, even blushing with Misty from time to time, 4 kids trying to force the Poke shipping there, with the dub. Well, in the end, sadly, Japan is a very conservative country, so if they went with that route, Pokemon would not last as much as he did, so they always keep Ash's sexuality, it's not ambiguous, it's just very neutral or not there. If anything, Ash is battle sexual. He's very passionate for a good fight. But the bromance with Go, it's extremely undeniable. Like, I remember that, that meme of, Chloe saying to Dawn, this is my boyfriend Go and this is his boyfriend Ash, like, in the end, Ash loves everyone, so, bye Panromantic, he loves everyone, people in Pokemon are like, Pokemon episodes being 45 minutes long, well, that would be actually something, I think the Pokemon have to be live action first and foremost, but yeah, either that would be more beneficial for the plot and we will have less episodes, or we will have the double of the filler. But I actually, or maybe episodes would be, every fortnight, because it's basically always being 2-in-1s. But yeah, thank you for the question, Evermore Drew, sorry. So let's see, what more do we have here? Lysander 1, oh, the world will be nuked. From Shazin, I think I'm making the, wait, so wait, you're not even seeing it, okay, you're not? Oh, wait, god damn, why the screen shows something but you don't see everything? Wait, maybe you see this. Okay, yeah, so Shazim asks, Ash had Tobias in Sinnoh rival. Well, it could work if Tobias knew that Pikachu defeated Regis, so something that he has to prove. But then, you know, Paul would lose meaning. But Paul is Paul. Like, Tobias would be, you know, like Nando. It would be between Nando and Conway in terms of appearances. Maybe helping with Galactic and Hunter J and whatever more, you know. What if Richie was in the Johto League? Man. Macy, get the hell out of here. Or Ash battles Richie in a 6v6 and battles Gary in the top 8 and loses to Harrison in the top 4. But yeah, Richie and Casey, Vincent and Macy and Stemman, like why? Especially with round robin, such a weird format. Like bro, in the Master Quest opening, they were there. He was in the World Islands to save Lugia from Dr. Namb and Butch and Cassidy from Team Rocket. Like what the hell? What if Paul met Ash in Kanto? Well, if anything, I think that Paul would be the guy who chose Charmander and left Charmander like how Damien did and Cross did. And Charizard would obey Ash because he had something to prove, right? Sadly, Chimchar, he proved himself to Paul, and so did Ash. Charizard never had that benefit with Damien, so I think that could be, you know, the route they were going for. And, you know, Turtwig would have a rivalry with Squirtle and Bulbasaur because it's the grass starter and the water turtle, so I can see that. What if Ash and Misty never met? So I guess that Ash would have died from the spear because he never gets her bike. But yeah, Shazim, thank you so much for the question. So let's see, let's go up. Okay, so, oh wait, I'm always skipping to Resort. God damn, sorry, wait, Resort, you're not, yeah, okay, so, I'm sorry, man. But I'm going to answer your question right away. So, damn, we're already at half an hour. Holy moly. Guys, it's going to be a long, like, 1 hour video? 45 minutes? I want to be 45 minutes. So, what if Mewtwo competed in a Pokemon in a league tournament? Yo! Okay, so this comes from Beat City Monster. Okay, Mewtwo, I think that, you know, with the route they were going for, with Ash winning the Indigo League but never facing the Elite Four because he would die in the Mewtwo movie. Because, you know, I think that's the route they were going for, with Pokemon only being, you know, a year and a half long. Mewtwo battling Ash in the Indigo Finals. That would be a mirror match for the ages, especially since Ash has 5 Pokemon, you know, on constant Pikachu the starters and Pidgeot, maybe Pidgeotto in this timeline. Like, he can summon, you know, like, the others, right? Like Kinger and Muck and whatever more. But Ash summoning Mew and, you know, Mewtwo being the 6th member of his own team, the anime would end there, at least for Ash and Kanto. Maybe Go, if time passed in the anime, Go would listen of the guy who faced the clone of Mew with Mew in the league. Yo, that would be awesome. Like no one would win in that league because Mew, like Ash would die or he would sacrifice for the greater good, and Mewtwo would learn the correct of his ways, and maybe the Johto protagonist like Jimmy tries to find Celebi to revive Ash by healing time backwards. That would be the plot of GS Ball. Holy damn, yo, this would be actually, you know, the revive Ash arc in Johto, if anything. Because, you know, in the end of the day, god damn, it's actually been an interesting plot. Thank you for the, you know, thank you for the what if, by the way. So, Resort Originals asks, what if Ash didn't pick Pikachu as his starter? So, if not, that means that Ash would get Squirtle and he would be the one to get Blastoise instead of Gary, and, you know, Ash would get further on in leagues, but, you know, maybe get Mega Blastoise, then G-Max Blastoise. Gary would be the one with the Venusaur. And knowing Gary would be the guy that, you know, doesn't focus just on the grass advantage. He would focus a lot on the poison side of Venusaur as well. But, you know, let's see, if Ash got Blastoise, I don't see, if Ash focused on Blastoise, Kingler and Corphish would not be a thing. I don't know if Weasel could, Totodile and Oshawott, definitely not. Dracovish, kinda. Maybe. The biggest one would be Ash would not have Greninja if he actually had, you know, Blastoise. On the other hand, I think that the battle against Alain would be, you know, maybe an actual tie on that one. Defeating G-Max, Charizard from Leon, that would be a walk in the park for Ash, if anything. Like the World Champions, the World Monarch, you know. Because Ash's whole thing is like in DP, even in DP, right, with Gary, it, you know, he travels a little bit with Gary in the research and whatever more, and it's the counter shield, like attacking and defending it for Blastoise, you know, that he could actually benefit a lot more. I'm actually realizing something. So because of my, my lantern here, and you know, I'm recording this very early in the morning, so you're seeing like the dark side of my face, the Kuro, and the light side, the Blitz, the lightning. So you're seeing the black lightning, like, you know, like black and white, all amazing. And then, you know, Caucasian skin and, you know, the beard to do, like, it's all in the avatar. Okay, I'm actually realizing, you know, like, you know, I don't have a good recording, you know, thing, but, you know, I'm just streaming it OBS on my webcam. Hello, webcam. So I think that would be, you know, that's the biggest what if of all time. Like, what if could actually have good, you know, streaming equipment or recording equipment for that matter. I do my shit on PowerPoint and Movie Maker, guys. But if Ash didn't pick, in the end of the day, Ash did not pick Pikachu. He simply did not had anything to pick. Like, Pikachu was just last resort. I can see Ash having a Pikachu, becoming a Raichu, right? I guess that could mean that Ash not having other water types means that with other regions he could get electric types. I think that's the biggest hypothetical here. For example, Ash could get an Ampharos and a Manectric and maybe a Magnezone and maybe a Zebstrike or a Galvantula. For Kalos, maybe a Heliolisk. For Alola, he would be the one with the Vikavolt instead of Sophocles, and for Galar, maybe a Toxtricity, or maybe a Dracozolt. I don't know, but you know, Ash would actually have, you know, electric types. That's all I have to say. Ash would actually legit have electric types. So, Resort Originals, thank you for the question, if anything. So, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. So, let's see what else do we have here. So, from Play Marshmallow, what if the Porygon accident never happened? We would see a Porygon 2 in a Johto episode, we would see a Porygon Z in a Sinnoh episode, and Journeys would give one to Go, you know, Pokemon of Data for Go, and he has a friend in Johto, and trading for caring to Pokemon and learning about items, and Sinnoh is on the horizon. Yo, Go with Porygon. You know, Lucas today Ward actually did something, so I'm going go follow the guy. He actually did, you know, an amazing, you know, art rendition of, you know, Go having Porygon in the cyberspace. So I think, you know, and Porygon and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because, you know, like the TMs in Gen 1, the guy can learn teleport. So Porygon accessing all computers and Pokemon centers in the world, it will make the Journey's premise a lot more interesting because they could teleport via fast travel for any Pokemon center in the world. Okay? Stand the Cyberduck. God damn. Okay, so let's see. What else do you have? What's the other one that What's the other one? There's a lot of ones here. Jesus damn. Wait, did I skip one? I saw a heart. No. Wait. Because many of these are just, you know, many questions in one row, and I cannot do lightning rounds that much because, you know, it's just more of the same. What if Grookey did something? Well, he kinda does. So, what if Ash kept Butterfree instead of releasing it? This comes from Real Warrior 06. Okay. If Ash kept Butterfree, you know, against Surge, he would not do much. So first and foremost, I just want to say that, you know, I don't like how the pink, because Pokemon back in the day they did not have genders in the game, so let's have the male be, like, let's have this one be male, and you know, because it's blue, and then let's create the pink one that it's female, and the pink Butterfree, it's not from the Pink Island, the Orange Islands. Are you kidding me? Like, we could see they flying south from Kanto to Orange Islands, and we don't see a reunion episode there. We get the clickbait of, you know, goddamn Galar, but not, oh no, okay, so, and that's stupid. Like, for example, why did, for example, in I Choose You, they made Charmeleon and Charizard be obedient to Ash, even though we don't see him in The Power of Us or Coco, but, and we don't even see that Heracross that he, quote-unquote, caught. So, why did the I Choose You movie have to do a shock value to release Butterfree for them to forget because Raikou was there? Like, Butterfree in the I Choose You timeline, it had no place to be released. So, even in the actual canon, against Erika, she would defeat Erika. Maybe you could see a Butterfly against Moth battle against Koga, like Venomoth against Butterfree. That would be amazing. Against Sabrina, she's a bug type, but the moves are not much. But I can see, you know, the Sabrina battle not being a joke. And because of not being a joke and the serious, you know, arc that Sabrina kinda had, Ash could have kept Haunter, if anything. Sabrina would have a more chance of returning to Journeys, if anything. Even Pokestar Studios on Black and White too, right? Butterfree against, like, Butterfree, you know, Butterfree, Pidgeot, and Charizard. It would be like the Hawlucha, Noivern, and Talonflame of Kanto, like the three Bromigos flying types, you know? Maybe Charizard would be obedient for once. Butterfree would battle, you know, Happy. Reach is Butterfree in the league, but, you know, Butterfree would help Ash a lot. It's his first Pokemon, okay? I don't know how much time there would be, like, helping a lot in Johto until Heracross shows up, and that's instead of Heracross being boxed, it's Butterfree getting boxed for Heracross to have time to shine. And then, you know, Butterfree would, you know, return from time to time, maybe helping, you know, May's Beautyfly. And then, you know, when we meet Aaron, we see Ash talking more about Butterfree or helping, you know, Dawn with contests, if anything. Because even Soledad had a Butterfree. Soledad had all of Ash's release mods. From Kanto. That's kind of a gut punch on itself. And, you know, for Unova, maybe helping Livani and Pheasant. For Kalos, maybe battling a Mega Beedrill and besting a Mega Beedrill. For Alola, maybe helping out Guzman a bit. And for Galar, Gigantamax, you know. I think that Ash could have been a little far into the leagues with Butterfree, not by much, just by one rank, if Butterfree actually battled. And again, we live in a timeline where Ash vs Gary did not have Pikachu against Umbreon, so what the hell, like, we live in a dark timeline. But, you know, thanks for the question, I really appreciate it. So let's continue on. Oh damn, I actually have, you know, wait, oh damn, I actually have some here. Wait, god damn, I actually have to, I skipped 2 ones. Let's see if they actually show up now. Oh, they actually show up 3. Okay, so, from Driftblimite, cool name by the way, what if all of the Unova Elite Four appeared instead of just Caitlyn and Ash would have fought all of them? It would have been a cool arc. Okay. Driftblimite, Jessica Fate, okay, so. You hit me here, right? Okay, so because I hate how the Elite Four of Unova, like, why were they not there? And now that Iris is the champion, the chances of them returning to the Unova Elite Four or Unova at all, they are very few. Imagine the following: the Nimbasa Town tournament. You know how in the Junior Cup the winner battles Alder? Imagine that for everything else. Like, we have Caitlyn, okay, fair enough, you know, battling Cynthia and whatever more. But for the Nimbasa Town, Nimbasa, it's not Nimbasa City, but it's the original Nimbasa. So we have Grimsley, the gambler, there. And Iris defeats Ash, and then Excadrill goes on a steel battle against Bisharp. Iris versus Grimsley? hinting at the champion bit, that would be amazing, because, you know, in the end of the day, you know, Excadrill could realistically defeat P-Sharp because ground defeats steel. Maybe that could inspire Georgia to evolve her Ponyard further on. For Chantal, I want for Chantal to be in Journeys. Not because of that silhouette of the Iris Bell, because Chantal is a novelist. And that could help Koharu a lot with Travel the World, write about the world, you know, with the Ponyta book and whatever, more like do research, but not scientifically, more linguistic and literature. And she could help Gengar, okay? And, you know, she writes books, she's a nerd, like, she can help go, Chantal, she could help everyone, okay? So, Marshall is the disciple of Alder, the champion, the fighting dude. Marshall should have been the one that the winner of the club explosion should battle. Stefan and Bianca were not in the Junior Cup. They never met Dawn, okay? Damn Cameron met Dawn. Are you telling me that Stefan, instead of getting, besides the vitamins, right? Are you telling me that they could not allow Stefan to battle Marshall? We got robbed, okay? We got damn robbed. But thank you for the follow. Not the follow, the question. Fucking goddamn hell. Anyways, so damn, 46 minutes. We're going to reach an hour, guys, with this. Jedi Baggins one asks, what if Ash became a Frontier Brain? So, this could, I do believe that Ash would be a Frontier Brain in Naval Rock, being the 8th Frontier Brain. Naval Rock, you know, being the place with Lugia and Owo, it's in the Sevi Islands, so it's still in Kanto, or Ash would have, you know, a battle Coliseum in Pallet, but if it's in Naval Rock, Ash would have a battle island, and his name would be the Mystic Legend, right? So, because the Mystic Ticket and, you know, the Legendary, like, that's his Frontier name. If it was an actual AG, 3-year time skip, Max becomes the protagonist, right? Paul would be Max's rival. Weird, but, you know, in the end, it is what it is, right? Brock would not be travel companion. The Pikachu situation, Dawn or another girl, they would have a female Pikachu, because that way you still have a protagonist with a Pikachu, right? And Gen 4 had a sexual dimorphism with, you know, the hardtail, so I guess that could work. But yeah, that's it for Ash becoming a Frontier Brain. And maybe some of his Pokemon would evolve, but not all of them, you know? The Kanto Johto War being portrayed, you know, I think that would be interesting if the anime actually, you know, tackled that, if, like, actually canonized that, old-fashioned cowboy. Okay, so, yeah, you know, I think it would be interesting because, you know, having the Indigo Peninsula, like, you know, would the Orange Islands have, you know, some part in that plot? How would the plot be? Would it be Owo, Celebi-centric, you know? Maybe something like Adventures, like it's a war but not an actual war, because, like, it's a war on Rocket, not a war between the regions. Because, you know, I don't know how they would do it. Like, you know, that's more of a theory, not a what if, but, you know, I thought, you know, it would be, you know, it's kind of something that needs to be tackled, because Lance is the Elite Four of Kanto, but he's from Johto. So how would Pokemon, I think that's the what if within that what if. Like, what if Pokemon was political and governmental? Like, what if Pokemon was, you know, military magic, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? That would be amazing, by the way. But, you know, but I would like to see, you know, the war being portrayed. Like, even X and Y, they had to put the Zygarde plot because the ultimate weapon, genocide, for Pokemon, even the Team Flare arc was already, you know, mature as it was, like with the dark and edge in the Blood Sky, you know. Yeah. But thanks for the question, by the way. So, let's continue on. I think that we have more here. Wait, I skipped a question, didn't I? Yeah, I skipped the question. Okay, sorry. Timber Mansion. Okay, so what if Orre was canon to the anime? Okay, So, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, and I mean, you know, in the beginning of this year, I actually had an idea with my friend Xanolit, that I'm going to leave a link in the description. So, we wanted to do a collab, but, you know, because of work and school, you know, for me and for him respectively, you know, time zones and whatever more, that collab was had to put on hold, but we actually had this idea of, you know, Ash and Go did the Darkest Day on speedrun. They did a Galar plot in the length of a movie. So maybe they could do the same in Journeys if they actually, you know, instead of having those 2-in-1 episodes and those fillerish things like the Gulpin Balls or the Slow King or the Sato King, Ash and Go doing the Orre plot in like 2 movies, like a Colosseum movie and, you know, a Gale of Darkness movie, like, you know, Ash and Owo battling against Shadow Lugia. Shadow Lugia being the one that they met in the beginning of Journeys, and Go trying to search for the other beasts with his Suicune, and maybe, you know, Ash and Go would always do double battles, Go with the Snatcher mechanic, he would, like, you know, Ash and Go, they could rival Wes and Michael, maybe Koharu could help, you know, Rui and Jovi, right? Maybe Ash could train with Egan and their Pikachu, that would just, you know, be amazing on itself. Like, what if Orre was actually canon to the anime? Like, I think that the region is, like, if the Ranger regions are canon, right, because we see the guys from the Ranger regions and even a little bit of Oblivia in one short, right, and we see, you know, Ben, the guy with Ukulele Pichu there, like, they are canon, they simply don't tackle it, which is kind of sad, you know, like, Orre's plot, you know, because and we have Celebi, Tokyo could be in this too, you know? It's just, man, like, holy, this, maybe me and Xano, if push comes to shove and we actually have time for it, we're actually going to tackle this in another time, right? So, stay tuned for that, but I cannot promise it. Neither can he, so don't bother us with that. But thank you for the question, Timbermatch. Okay, so going up, what do we have here more? I think that, you know, what do we have here more? Okay. Wait, so I actually have 3. No, wait. I skipped one. Oh man. Okay. Okay, I skipped one. Okay, sorry. VK East one. Okay. What if Ash won the Indigo League? He would die in the Mewtwo move. He would not face the Elite Four. I think that's it. I think maybe that's why I skip it. I'm sorry. What if Giovanni was Ash's dad? Oh man, not this again. Federico Adan 28. Okay, so Giovanni being Ash's dad. Wait, I'm actually, you know, wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry, because the screen is not capturing anything that I actually want. Okay, there you go. What if Giovanni was Ash's dad? Okay, so Ash would actually have to battle the guy in the Viridian gym, and, you know, Ash would go to the league, but maybe the plot would be over. Ash trying to capture Mewtwo, like his father's creation. Like, I'm going to correct your mistakes, and I think that, you know, Gary would be, you know, the gym leader, like trying to correct the mistakes of Ash's dad. I don't know, like, you know, it's super weird, like, it would, or maybe it would be like, you know, something like Star Wars or even other genre, like, you know, the continuous battle between father and son, because, like, oh, Team Rock is always there, I want to defeat him, but my father is there, so Ash being a kid, like, I don't know what to do, but Giovanni having the trio always stalk his son, like, you know, it would be weird, because, like, Jesse and James' canonical age is 25, it's stated in the Lugia movie. There are some countries, like Germany, they made Jesse and James' canonical age be 17, because 25-year-olds chasing a 10-year-old, it's weird as hell. So it's teens chasing kids, it's less weird, but it's still weird nonetheless. But, you know, Pikachu versus Persian, you know, like Charizard against, you know, Nido Queen, Nido King, maybe Bulbasaur and Squirtle against Loctrio and Marowak, or Sandslash. It is, you know, there are possibilities there. Okay, so Penichu asks, what if Ash, Journey's Ash, trained with Mustard before taking on Leon. Oh, he would obliterate Leon if he trained with Mustard. Like training Gigantamax in the Isle of Armor. I think that's not a question of what if, but only of what when. So I really hope that's the case, you know, like Ash training with Mustard, because, you know, it just needs to happen, you know, like maybe Go learns more of Asahi and Tsurugi, like how did they got their Urshifu, maybe Go gets his own Kubfu or something. Maybe one of the Project Neutral missions is for him to get the honey of, you know, Vespiquen, to make the max soup, to help Ash, so they are helping each other in a way. So, you know, it's more of a when, not if. But if it was the if, I think that it should have been this year. Like year 1, Sword and Shield. Year 2, DLC. Year 3, Sinnoh. It could have happened. If we have like a road trip and the Charizard, you know, if the Charizard had wings to go to the Isle of Armor, because, you know, or maybe, you know, Mustard uses Corviknight to Corviknight taxi the Charizard to the Isle of Armor, you know. I think that could work. You know, it would be amazing if so. So, thank you for that question, by the way. Really appreciate it. Lasagna Goat. Nice name, by the way. So, Lasagna Goat, what if Ash had a talking Clefairy? So, like in the manga, right? So like the red in the manga. So it would be weird in the long run because Clefairy's type changed, and Pokemon would not last long because, you know, Ash and Pikachu, with being, you know, red, blue and yellow, they are the primary colors. So Pikachu being yellow, that's what makes people, when they are zapping the channel, make them see and stop. Like yellow, it's a color people will notice. And, you know, maybe Clefairy, like, maybe the guys would see for Ash, the girl would see for Clefairy. There would be some gender distance audience-wise. Sadly, it was the 90s, it was a different time. But, you know, that's why Simpsons are yellow, to make people, you know, when they are zapping, to recognize the Simpsons. But, you know, Ash with Clefairy, maybe he would not get Caterpie? Maybe Ash would over-rely on Metronome to get wins, so it's not PD badges, but it's bullshit badges. The Resurge battle would not be as much, you know. There's no fighting types. Like, he would have a difficult time with Primeape. Richie would have a Clefairy with a tough. Or maybe Richie would capture the Jigglypuff and they would have a normal fairy rivalry going around there, like, you know, having the singing Jigglypuff. Because in the Indigo League, the rules were very stupid. Like, the Pokemon, if the Pokemon sleeps, he loses. So you're telling me that Jigglypuff using Sync, like if Richie have Jigglypuff, he could win that. If Tobias is in Kanto, in OS, Tobias could win just with Dark Voids. Because of... Nah, it's just stupid. That's just stupid, you know? The anime is weird. Sometimes, many times. Let's see, what do we have here more? Okay, so... Wait, I think I'm always skipping a question because the screen is being stupid. I'm sorry, guys. So... Dragneil Senpai asks, what if Charizard came back during the Sinnoh League? Okay, so... That means that Ash would have to win against Tobias. Charizard would get a win, maybe the final one, but then a loss. Maybe Charizard could battle Entei. Or maybe Ash would reach the finals and battle, I think could be Riley, you know. And, you know, or maybe Ash brings Charizard just to, you know, Infernape, you did your work in the Lily of the Valley conference. Charizard, help out with Aaron, easy. And then, you know, battle with Flint, you know, until Infernape has his time. Because we'd never see any member of the Charizard species in Diamond and Pearl. That's just weird. It's just super weird. But, you know, the story of Charizard is always weird. Like, he defeats Poliwrath, loses to Dragonite. Then, you know, he defeats Pidgeot. But then, you know, trains. And then he defeats Claire, and then he returns to defeat Blastoise, but then he loses to Blaziken, then he returns to defeat Articuno, but he loses to Dusclops. Then he bodies Iris's Dragonite, but he replaces all of his moves, especially Seismic Toss, with Slash. No Mega, no Pokéride. They don't even give a Z move to the guy, even in the games. And no G, Charizard, like, poor Charizard, man. I don't know who had the worst fate, him or Greninja. Like, what's the worst case? Being oaked or being a weed whacker? I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so Toon starters. Yeah, Toon Starters asks, what if Team Plasma versus Team Rocket actually happened? Ash would have a Duat, and he would have caught, you know, Sandile back then. No, Krokorok. He already had a Krokorok. He would evolve Duat, and, you know, we would see Volcarona. We would see more of Team Plasma. The plot of, you know, Team Plasma 2 just after League would not happen, so maybe Ash and Anna would be on the Ferris wheel together. Ash having to face, you know, because in the end of the day, Team Rocket is just doing the plots that, you know, Team Plasma never does, right? You know, like with the Subway, and, you know, with the with Operation Tempest. So Ash would have to deal with the Shadow Triad a lot, sadly. Sadly a lot. So Osamir Bell 55 asks, what if Red was the character in the Pokemon series of Red? If Red was in the Pokemon series, Red would be the champion of Kanto, and Ash would look up to the guy like, you know, we never have a champion of Kanto, so Red would be, you know, the adult Ash, quote unquote. Not exactly the adult Ash, not even the father of Ash, just, you know, someone that Ash looks up to in the end, you know, like, he would be the one to beat, right? But I guess there's that. Red and Ash in the same universe is always iffy to imagine. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so, Chikakaishi, I think it's his name, sorry for butchering if so. What if Riolu and Reboot did not evolve in episode 45? So, what if they would not be on par with the plot because, well, I think that Riolu would have become a Lucario in... if not then, maybe in the Mewtwo episode, which would be even more weird. But, you know, if Reboot didn't evolve, maybe Reboot would like to stay as a Reboot, and then, you know, we have Grookey, Reboot, and Inteleon. Maybe a character with the Cinderace. Gloria, please. She would have to be on the anime to show Cinderace, but Reboot is the starter, so being in the middle stage like Pikachu, okay, that makes sense, but Inteleon with the Charizard because it's the lizard bypassing the starter, and Grookey is Grookey, so I guess that's the end of it. With Riolu, like, Lucario said doesn't do much until, you know, Volkner, so I don't know what they could do to evolve Riolu later on, like, you know, if they didn't evolve, like, what could they realistically do? Like, Riolu, like, Reboot destroyed by Oleana, Riolu destroyed by Rose, like, unless Ash uses his other Pokemon, but if they didn't evolve then, because, in the end of the day, like, if Journeys was structured differently, the Darkest State could be the midpoint of Journeys, you know, as of now, with, you know, with Journeys 90, if we did not see a remakes, or if they cared for that before or after, they would evolve, but, you know, not then, I don't know how they would do it. What if Ash trained Togepi? Asks Jedi. Oh wait. Oh, so you have multiple questions. Okay, so maybe okay, but I'm going to say this right away. So, Ash with Togepi. In Indigo, nothing. He would not do nothing with Togepi. You know, Misty would help with, you know, the feminine and maternal instincts. Brock would help with the breathing part, right? So, Orange, Togepi would get an interest in battle, and maybe, you know, he would have, you know, some battles, but not as much, not against Stray. Ash would form a big bond with Togepi in the Orange Islands. Not battle, but the bond, but that's because of how the Orange Islands gyms work. He goes to Johto, right? And Togepi will become a Toget. We don't have a knockdown. Ash will never caught a shiny knockdown if that's the case. Togepi will become a Togetic by battling Faulkner, right? and defeats Bugsy. Normal match against, you know, Whitney. Immunity against, you know, Morty's ghosts, and they would defeat Chuck. So the first 5 gyms, it's a breeze. Okay, it's a breeze. Now, for the rest of the Johto, not much. Let me more focus on Fampi and Larvitar, if anything, or the actual starters, right? And you know, I can see Togetic returning for the Battle Frontier and becoming a Togekiss to hint at Johto, and learning Aura Sphere, because that's the move they learn, and it's Ash and Aura, you know. Ash would have a Togekiss. It could be like, you know, Golds in the manga, you know. I think that would be, you know, I think that could work. Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of them now. Yo, what the hell is wrong with the algorithm here? Like, what the hell, Twitter? Wait, so, wait a minute, guys. I don't. Oh man, so what is this? Okay, so, Jotun be tired. So am I, bro. 1 hour and 1.5. Oh man. Okay, so this is going to be 1 hour and a half. Jesus, it's a movie. It's the What If movie. What if Ash beats Tobias? He will lose in the Sinnoh finals. What if Ash was in Mystery Dungeon? Yo, Ash's shoe getting isekai'd, and then, you know, battling Rayquaza and Dialga and, you know, Dark Matter and, you know, Bitter Cold. Yo, that could be like a movie, if anything. Like, you know, in a way, Ash already got isekai'd, like, you know, Dia's World with Zekrom and Zero Aura. Not Zekrom, the Guzzlord and Zero Aura. So yeah, thank you for the question. Jojo Beard as well. Okay, so now, Fernazens 93. What if Pikachu never recovered his memory from the Scaretrack? Okay, so from AG89. Okay, so Pikachu would be with Team Rocket for a while, but you know, given that they are before Lily Cove, maybe something would happen, you know, a Magma and Aqua plot. Like maybe Team Rocket now having Pikachu, they would have to deal with Team Aqua and Team Magma in Mount Pyre, and Ash would have to, you know, help Phoebe of the Hoenn Elite Four there. And maybe Pikachu tapping into the orbs, we get Orb Pikachu instead of, you know, in the actual end. In the actual end, I think that Rayquaza could show up to quell the Titans. Orb Pikachu would still happen in Mount Pyre, and you know, that's how Pikachu gets his memory back, if anything. But you know, there will be an arc of, you know, Fire Red Leaf Green, you know, Team Rocket trying to battle Magma and Aqua, because, you know, it's Pikachu battling Aqua most and foremost. I think that could, you know, work a lot, and then Magma tries to interfere because there's this Pikachu, you know, defeating, you know, our rivals. Like, you know, I think that could work, right? With, you know, Pikachu with the orb, he gets his memory back after, you know, getting that Berserk Primal mode. You know, if he never, like, you know, this, like, that cannot be a what if for the eternity and forever. It's just, you know, for an arc, like Rocket against Aqua and Magma, like, you know, for Mount Pyre arc, because it's Mount Pyre, it has ghosts. We have Phoebe and her grandma there, so maybe channeling into Pikachu's spirit and, you know, memory. That's kind of some Kingdom Hearts stuff, now that I think about it. Let's see what we have here more. Okay, so I think that we have some more here. Wait, I skip. I'm always skipping one or two. I don't understand this. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so Terio P asks, what if Ash caught Mudkip instead of Brock? Okay, so if Ash caught Mudkip, Brock would have Corphish, and if anything, either he would keep Ludicolo, or he would have the Shift Tree for medicine and breeding purposes for healing, and Ludicolo would go to May, but I guess that May would not have Bulbasaur, so no Vine shipping there, and she would not have Squirtle, so, but yeah, Ash having Mudkip, so maybe he could become a Marshtomp against Flannery, and maybe become a Swampert against Hua. I guess that he Swampert, you know, Swampert versus Swampert in the Morrison battle. That would be amazing. I guess that, you know, Grovyle would be the Torracat of this in this situation. Like, he would evolve because it will, and it's Swamp. Maybe he would have a Sceptile by this point if Agua and Magma, you know, cared for the plot, right? You know, because it's Swampert, Water and Ground, the types of, you know, Kyogre and Groudon, and you know, it's the types that, you know, Grovyle can defeat. So maybe if the plot cared, Ash would have a Sceptile, and if that's the case, it would, like, you know, we would not have, you know, Swallow riding Corphish, sadly, because it's not possible. But, you know, against, you know, Morrison, against, you know, Tucker from the Battle Pyramid, not Battle Pyramid, the Battle Dome, you know, the Dome Ace, you know, of the Battle Frontier. Yeah, you know, if anything, I think that if Ash got Mudkip instead of Brock, instead of Corphish, and he actually, you know, trained, I believe that Ash, even with just his 6, he could have reached, you know, and he could have win the Hoenn League. Maybe not even needing to bring everyone back, he could have win the Hoenn League if he had a Mud, because he just have one weakness, and that's Grass. Like, anyways, so Skittimon asks, what if Iris was already a gym leader champion when she met Ash? Gym leader, because even in the games Black and White 2 were not created for her to be champion yet. But, you know, it would be a bootcamp trope of, you know, the first Ash's companions are the first and final gym leader he has to battle, so we see the progression of the journey. You know, I can see Pikachu battling Excadrill, or maybe, you know, it will be Oshawott or Snivy, depends. Maybe Iris would have a Dino or a Druddigon, I don't know if maybe this is the battle where Axew becomes a Fracture, like in the midpoint and in the ending of Black and White. Her Fracture becomes an Axorus when she's trying to become champion after Ash tried his own time. So maybe Pikachu could have battle Emolga. Depends if it's a 3v3 and a 6v6 gym battle, you know. Like, she would be more competent, like, but, you know, even more, way more competent than Misty. I guess that Ash's Scraggy would have to evolve to a Scrafty if he battles Axew, becoming a Fracture. And then, you know, it becomes an Axorus, so we cannot get lost in the league. But yeah, you know, I think that's the case, so thank you for the question. Let's see, what do we have more? So, I think that's, you know, let's see. So Dino Anipoke asks, what if Alain stayed with Lysander's side during Team Flare arc? So, well, Alain would lose and maybe get arrested. He would see the error of his ways, like, it would be a tag battle between Ash and Malva against, you know, Alain. Like, Alain would be stripped from the title. Like, Ash would like, you know, PD badges? Ash would be a PD champion because Alain would get arrested if he sided with Lysander. Like, you know, saving Chespy from the Megalith Zygarde, that would be, you know, practically near impossible. But I think that they could help out if Sawyer was in the front lines, because Mega Sceptile is designed to cut grass and vines, so I guess that Sawyer could have helped Ash if, you know, Alain didn't. So Grass Starter helping Grass Starter, yeah. Another one. Gee, damn, I actually put a lot of likes and I didn't know this guy was the actual same. What if Misty won the Totodile? So she would have Feraligatr and would be a beast, like, you know, the dancing of Totodile with Feraligatr using Dragon Dance, you know, Misty. Damn, I think that Ash would get, you know, a Quagsire or, you know, a Politoed in that reality. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I think, okay. So the Gemini King 24, what if Ash's Charizard listened to him from the very start when he evolved? So that's an I Choose You timeline. I think that, you know, many of these questions. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so Azure Samurai. Wait, It's not always... Damn. I'm sorry, guys. This is so unprofessional of me. Okay. What Azure Samurott asks Satoshi into the Satoverse. So, okay, so like if, you know, all Ashes were different, basically what Birdkeeper Toby believes. Like, with what if every Ash was a different version of Ash? So, yo, I think, you know, it would be interesting, like, you know, seeing the alternate universe Ash meeting, you know, the canon one, and then they meet the manga one, and then they meet the trading card one, and then they meet the game one, you know. I think that would be something else, you know. Like a battle world, like Ash becomes world champion, but only from Ria's reality, multiverse battle. Then we have, you know, Gen 9 is just Ash versus Ash versus Ash. It's a catch and battle royale. And basically we see all of the what ifs of what, like, this is the reality where Ash won in Indigo. This is the reality to become a Frontier Brain. This is the reality where he defends the title in Alola. But this is the reality where battle, like, where he defeated Alain, or, you know, it would be awesome. There will be no peak Ash in this Satoverse, okay? Because people say, oh, Ash peaked in this region, or in this generation, or in this series. Ash is a kid, as far as I'm concerned, as while as he's a kid and the journey is televised, he will never reach his peak. Pokemon like Wolfric took care of Ash Greninja and Diantha couldn't. With age comes wisdom, guys. So Ash will be the age of Muten Roshi. He will be over 300 years old and he would be a badass. Like Ash Ketchum, he will never peak. His journey will never end. Like, you know, he's always on a constant self-improvement. But yeah, thank you for the question, by the way. Really appreciate it. So let's see what we have more here. Maybe you're all seeing my mouse. Oh, yeah, you are. Damn. Okay, so General like Novi. Okay, so what if Anne traveled with Ash and the others in the very beginning of the BW arc and stay with him till the very end? Okay. Sorry. Anyways, so this is for me talking for too long. Okay, so Anne joining Ash. So I think that, you know, maybe he would not. Maybe he would join Silent or replace Silent. I think it's going to be very unorthodox for a guy who wants to free Pokemon to join, you know, a trio that wants to understand them by capturing them, because, you know, Ash, Iris, and Silent work as a trio when you realize that they are all empaths. Orre, Dragonheart, Connoisseuring, they were specifically built and tailor-made to defeat Team Plasma. But the Team Plasma plot never happened. So, and traveling with them, it will be weird as hell. Maybe Ash will not have the team of 10 that he had. It will be really weird, like how would Anne be in the group, you know? I think that Ash and everyone else, they would feel betrayed when, you know, push comes to shove. What if, okay, so, again the same question, what if Ash, okay, so I already replied this, so I did not know it was the same person. I'm putting likes in people who are repeating themselves, I'm sorry, like, but I'm not seeing, you know, recent questions just, you know, from the day, you know, many of them are textuals, but, you know, I'm going to leave the thread in the link in the description down below. So if you want to know more, you can check them out and follow everyone who replied, okay? Everyone in the platform, in the Twitter fandom and community, all of them deserve love. And what the hell? There's nothing anymore? I swear there was more. I swear there was more. Wait a minute, what if I refresh? Maybe Twitter doesn't, you know, always, like, you know, what the hell? There were more questions, I knew that. Let's see, maybe I skipped some. This is super weird. Because this question was in the end. This question was in the middle. Like, am I skipping anything? Gosh, I hope not. Oh, okay, so you see, there are questions that, you know, they were not here, but, you know, they are showing up now. Like, damn, Twitter, what the hell? Keep up with the program. Okay, so, Orphanize asks, what if Ash won the Sinnoh League? What if Dawn went back to Kanto with Ash and Brog in the end of DP? Okay, so... Ash winning the Sinnoh League, he would lose to Flint in the Elite Four challenge. Dawn going to him in Kanto, I think that Ash could, you know, want to re-challenge Kanto. Brock would stay as a doctor, so the group could continue to train and travel together. And Dawn would do contests in Kanto and she would win the Grand Festival in Kanto because it's the home region of Ash and Brock. And maybe Ash would try to re-challenge the league. I don't know. Like, a friend of mine actually made a fanfic midquel about that, so I'm actually going to leave the link in the description down below about that as well. It's called Another Road Repaved, so make sure to check it out. You know, it's actually great. It's actually what made me go to Pokemon roleplay. So yeah, you know, Ash would lose to Flint, but then he would, you know, yeah, I think, you know, that's just it, you know. And for the Elite Four of Kanto, make Lance the champion. Koga is added to the Elite Four. Ash battles either Aya or Janine. And in the League Conference, he battles everyone he should have in the actual Indigo. And maybe he can battle the future elites being, you know, Will and Karen, you know? I think that just works, man. That just works. So, Morgan Kondrick, so he believes Tron asks, what if Ash became champion in Johto? In Johto! That's so I think that, you know, the original series would end with him and, you know, AG would start with Brandon. Or May. Yeah. If he was the hero of truth, so if he aligned with Reshiram, in the way he kinda did, that's the whole White Ruins arc of the Plasma episode end. Like, it's weird. It's super weird. What if Gary woke up on time, woke up later than Ash, and he was the one that had Pikachu? So I guess that, you know, it's the reverse. So Ash would become a researcher. What if Ash lost in Alola? Losing in Alola, if anything. I remember that Zach did a video predicting the Alola League where Ash would lose to How, because How it's the final one that you battle in Usum, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and you know how, but then again, you know, because of helping out, Ash would still have a battle with Kukui. But you know, if Ash lost in Alola, well, canonically so, if he was to lose, man, if he lost to Gladion, yo, if Ash lost to Gladion, if the counter against the counter didn't work, well, in the games it doesn't, but whatever, the anime does whatever the hell they want, it would be a very gut punch, you know, like reaching the finals a second time to lose again, nothing against Gladion, but you know, again, what the hell, OLM, Team Kato, get your game together, please. So, I actually already replied to this one, and you know, this one already. Okay, so, wait, I think let's see, there is this one that it wasn't here, right, really? Yeah, what if, no, what if Ambipom stayed with Dawn? If Ambipom stayed with Dawn, she would not have Togekiss, and if so, she could have defeated Zoe and win the Grand Festival in Sinnoh, because she released Ambipom before meeting Zoe in her own hometown, and she never mentioned that to Zoe. I wonder why, because Zoe said that Ambipom would lead her to the end. Well, no. Zoe would trash talk Dawn because of that decision. You know? She would trash talk Dawn if she did so. Mystery Dungeon, Tobias, already answered these. Butterfree already. Winning the Indigo League already. Orre already. I swear to God. I know. Resort. Okay. I Okay, you see, you know, like, look at this. Like, now you're seeing more than before, right? Because now you're seeing more than before. Like, for example, look at this one. So, no, wait, actually I have to go below. I have to go below for you to see. Okay, so, look at this. Purple Thoughts, like, again, I don't know what's up with Twitter refreshing. So, Purple Thoughts asks, sorry, what if Wally was Ash's rival in Owen? Yo, that would be amazing, you know, Sethal against Garden of Wild, let's go, you know, Wally and Owen, you know, he would be an amazing rival, like, Ash could, you know, battle the guy, like, there will not be a need for Tyson, but I guess that, because of Wally's arc, would Ash win, would Ash lose, would be a bet to Sawyer, if anything. May, Drew, and Harley traveled in Sinnoh instead of Johto, too many coordinators in Diamond and Pearl, no, I cannot see that, I'm sorry, like, that's just, you know, why would they travel? Like, if anything, I guess that, you know, they would be a travel group, and Ash have a travel group, and then he crosses always paths with May, and you know, Ash is supporting Dawn, but he never supported May because the writing improved with time. That's just a weird dynamic. If Paul kept Chimchar, Pokemon, he would get his Pokemon license revoked. Like, I can see him, you know, channeling the potential of Chimchar, but the Blaze, you know, because not having the power, like, there's no bond, the Blaze will be super uncontrolled and not refined, like how in the Rock battle, right? But I guess that the power of the Blaze would make Chimchar not evolve, so Pikachu would have to deal with Chimchar, and if anything would get Torterra duel, like between Ash and Paul. Or, you know, Cynthia revokes his license, you know. What if XMI was forced? Okay, I already replied to this. So anipoke is 6-4. Okay. So what if Ash became a coordinator after defeating Leon in the PWC? There's a lot of people asking what if Ash was a coordinator instead. You know, in double battles, the dude would damn thrive. You know, like, I don't know if Ash will become a coordinator because realistically, oh, you are the world champion in battles. Time for contests. You know. Having to go all the other regions again, and you know, learning more from May and Dawn and Serena and whoever more. He tried contests, but he's not a coordinator in heart. He tried contests to, you know, with the spin dodge and the counter shield, he tried to improve. Then again, Wallace was once the champion of Hoenn, but then now is Steven, so maybe it's too much for him to handle. But Ash would learn. Ash would learn. It kind of cheapens out the fact that, oh, you defeat Leon and now you're just going to do beauty stuff. Nah, it just feels weird, man. We would see Ash with other outfits, so I can give them that. Man, wait, oh man, it's Samurai Trainer Z. Oh boy. What if Raihan won against Leon? Well, Ash would look up to Raihan, and maybe so would Iris. What if Delta was in AG? Delta species. Well, I can see, you know, having an Alain arc. You know, maybe they go from the Lucario movie to that place. You know, like Pokemon from, you know, different types. I guess that could work. What if there was Break Evolution X and Y? We would get a Golden Greninja instead of, you know, the fanfic frog. JK. Ash's Oshawott evolved into a Duwat, just only a Duwat to keep the personality. What if Gary never became a researcher, always being Ash's rival? That would be... After Johto, like, he defeats Ash, so what would happen? Would Gary defeat Ash in Hoenn? Ash defeats him in Sinnoh, Gary defeats him in Unova, Ash defeats him in Kalos, and then, you know, I don't know how that would even be, man. Like, it's super weird. Like, if Gary, you know, if Gary never became a researcher, I mean, cheapening it out, he would train with Agatha in Viridian Gym, and then he would become a Viridian Gym leader. He'd become a gym leader if not become a researcher. We're reaching an hour and a half, holy moly. Jesus. Okay, so Oresti asks, Oresti the Sim asks, what if Ash capture Deerling and bested Cameron's Lucario with it. So Deerling has jump kicks, so Riolu evolving beats Downfall because fighting beats Steel, and Energy Ball colliding with Aura Sphere, you know, Deerling could have defeated him in Ash, you know, could have saved Pikachu for the Watchog that never was, but well, Snivy would not get trashed because she would not be in the battle. So yeah, Deerling could defeat Lucario. A Deerling, not a Sawsbuck, a Deerling could defeat Lucario. Yes. And it would be the spring one because it's the one that Ash tried to capture in, you know, in the second episode. I already replied to this. I already replied to the Porygon. Wait, I'm going to refresh. I know that I could see the likes. Maybe that's something that I actually, you know, kinda need to do to see the likes, if anything. What if all the Poke Girls never stop following Ash? Oh man, Ash would have an Aram right now. Ash would have an Aram right now. But I don't understand. I do believe that I have, you know, more hearts in more stuff. Because there was this one friend of mine, Putin, check her out by the way, like, because she had, you know, what if Chloe, I think that's the one that's missing here. Yeah, I think that's, you know, that's just the one that's missing here realistically. But wait a minute, let me just pause the stream, let me pause the stream, I'll be right back. And we are back, and you know, apparently it's not just her reply that, you know, it was missing. Like, you know, I have to, you know, I went to see my likes. So look at this, even Sam Lizard and Stan, even he has a question. I knew that there were more people who had questions. Okay, so what if Leaf was introduced in the anime? Like, what would be her goal? Well, maybe Leaf could be, you know, Project Mew, if anything. Like, she would be the one with Venusaur, Ash with Charizard, and, you know, Gary with Blastoise, you know. I think that's just, it is what it is, right? So, like, but Leaf in the anime, bro, I wanted for Leaf to be Go's rival. If it was like back in the day, she would maybe rival Misty romantically for Ash, or if there was Daisy Oak. But then again, Ash would be very shonen-ish for OS with that route, which is kind of stupid if they actually did it. But whatever. So continuing on, you see for the gamers, so for the gamers asks, so what if Ash got on Oaken Time Squirtle? The first Pokeball, yeah, it's Squirtle. I already replied to this. So what if Ambipom stayed? You know, it stayed. I already replied to this. Riolu and Reboot, yes. Charizard, Togepi. What if Iris and Elisa? This comes from Blaziken 1014. Yeah. What if Iris and Elisa had a battle with their Emolga? Elisa's would have won because of more time and experience in training, but Iris would pull out a good fight. I guess that's all I have to say for it. You know, Tora, Totodile, Mewtwo, Tobias, Giovanni, Niall Kelly, the man himself. What if Tracy replaced Brock for good? Oh man. Well, if Tracy replaced Brock for good, you know, he would get a Smeargle in Johto. He would still join Ash in, you know, Hoenn and, you know, in Sinnoh. I don't know what kind of, you know, because, you know, there are artists in Sinnoh, and then, you know, with Owen, like maybe in the Alto Mario with Lotus and Latias, and, you know, the artists in Venice, like she and Bianca from the movie 5, yeah, they would vibe, they would vibe a lot, man. You know, Tracy, you know, I don't, maybe Brock's Pokemon that could go to Tracy, like, for all that I care. But, you know, like, maybe Tracy will try to expand his artist career and watcher career, you know, besides, you know, watching Pokemon, like, you know, studying the abilities, studying the physical special moves, maybe trying to do other forms of art, like, you know, sculpture, cinema, whatever more, like a connoisseur of the arts, like basically what Silent is, so I can see Tracy, you know, Smeargle, Scyther become a Scizor in Johto, Venonat becoming a Venomoth, and maybe, you know, a plot with, you know, Aya or Janine in Johto, hinting at Koga becoming Elite Four, if anything, but you know, yeah, Tracy replacing Brock for good. It would be interesting scenario, but very, 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 very controversial. Shining Star 5022 asks, what if Chloe cuts her hair? Well, when Serena did it, her starter evolved, so if anything, when Chloe cuts her hair, Eevee will evolve into an Hisuian evolution. Or maybe Yamper gets screen time. I don't want for Koharu to get a Bolt Hunt. Give Sonya one. Not Koharu. Don't evolve Yamper. Don't evolve Yamper, please. Don't. Evolve Eevee. Don't evolve Yamper. Do not evolve Yamper! Okay, so... Yes, Morgan. Rival John. Is that? Yeah. Rival John asks, what if Gary stayed as Ash's rival? So, I already replied that. Iris being a gym leader, yeah. What if Ash was a gym leader? Asks Peloti Zachary. So, if Ash was a gym leader... First and foremost, I think he would be the Viridian gym leader. Like, you know, Giovanni loses and, you know, Gary becomes a researcher for Project Mew and Ash takes, you know, Giovanni's place as a gym leader and, you know, he takes the mantle of blue and he has a gym with multi-type. Like, he would not have a gym in Pal, he would actually have a gym, you know, in a big city, you know, because it's the city before the league. So, yeah, you know, multi-type gym leader. Let's go, catch him, let's go. Jackstar883 asks, what if Ash never released Primeape? He would get far in the league. Leagues. Vital Spirit against Tobias's Darkrai. Yo. Primeape would wreck the shit out of that Darkrai. So yeah, Primeape not leaving, Ash actually could have won in Sinnoh. And Primeape, it's a fighting type, could defeat all of Branson's Reggies, so there's that. Mystic Ginger Kid. What if Ash's Pidgeot returned and became a core member of the team for a season? For a season! If he returned, Battle Frontier. Battle Frontier. Only for the Battle Frontier. Or maybe he could help the birds of Kalos and he gets a Flying Mega, like maybe being the 6th member. So, either Battle Frontier or X, Y, and Z. One of those two. One of those two. You know, Hoenn without Hoenn. So, I guess there's that. Or in the anime, Porygon, Plasma. Okay, sorry, like Dino. Ashy Mystery Dungeon. The Kanto War Portrait. You know, there's the retreats here. Oh, wait, let's see. So, Ash getting a Dunsparce. Yo, I hope he has one. And that Dunsparce, wait. This comes, from Octomap. Yo, if Ash gets a Dunsparce, you know, and we see, you know, a Hisuian evolution for the dude, that would just be amazing, you know? That would just be amazing. But man, my friend Putin, she actually had a question here. Maybe she deleted afterwards, I don't know. But the question was basically, you know, I actually tried to find it out and I found others. Like maybe this is, you know, lost. But it was basically, what if it's just, you know, for shits and giggles. In the end of the day, just for shits and giggles. I'm going to leave, you know, her Twitter in the description, you know. So make sure to follow her, please. So it's basically, what if Chloe never brought Go to the summer camp? Like, that world would be chaos, okay? Because Team Rocket and like Giovanni trying to do the work of his mom, Madame Boss, he would get Mew and create Mewtwo more successfully so, right? And Chloe not befriending Go and not bringing Go to you know, to the summer camp means that Go doesn't chase Mew, means that Mew doesn't play with Baby Conga isn't saved, Pikachu Pichu doesn't evolve into Pikachu, and leaving Ash will not, you know, get Pikachu, and he doesn't save or battle or inspire everyone as he is today. So in a way, Chloe bringing Go to the Pokemon world saves the Pokemon world as we know it and inspires people from time to time. Please stand the girl. Oh my god. Okay, guys, these were a lot of fun. Thank you so much. If I didn't reply to any of you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, this was, you know, this was an hour and a half. Okay, guys, this was an hour and a half, and I think I only replied to half of it. Like, this is the length of a movie. Like, you could have been watching a movie, or, you know, watching this maybe in 2 speed time or whatever more. I don't care. I don't know. Anyways, road to 900. I don't know if I'm going to make, you know, more of these. Maybe not. I'm just, you know, it's episode 0, maybe a tryout, you know. Follow me on Twitter, you have there. Follow me on YouTube, you have here. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and whatever more. And follow everyone in the description down below. So, there's that. So thank you so much for watching. And trainers, enjoy your journey. And I'll enjoy mine as well with you. Sayonara. I'm so stupid.